Hey guys, good morning. Um, something that I wanted to share with you guys this morning, God just really put it on my heart. Yesterday until the later evening, like literally all day, I was in my computer and I was going through trying to organize it. But where I immediately got started was with the documents that I had saved. And I saw that over the years, I had just saved so many different journal entries and I had never printed them out. I had just stored them in my computer. And so I thought, something could happen to that. And so, because we know digital, it definitely flaws, right? So anyway, I started going through and printing them out and putting them in a binder. And there's a whole story there because some of my writings were destroyed over the years. They weren't appreciated or valued, and they were destroyed on purpose. And it really hurt me, and it caused me to quit being a writer. And what I was amazed by was I thought I didn't write anymore. Like I've told you all, I didn't write anymore. But I did write. I just wrote in secret usually, or I wrote to you all. If you're seeing this on Facebook instead of TikTok, I wrote to you all, and I saved it in my computer as a history stamp of what I was feeling in that moment. Now, the important thing was and I love that those bells chimed right then, those dings did, because if you've heard me talk before, I've come to the place that I know God's like making a point when that happens a lot of times. And because I feel it inside myself, right? And so the reason that that's important is because as an overview, when you look at one writing, oh wow, when you look at one writing, it is it is literally just that timestamp that you were feeling in the moment. It's going to have some fact in it. It's going to show the place of where you're at mentally, spiritually, physically. It's going to, I'm not saying it's not real, but it's going to be that moment. When I started reading all of these, right? I started putting them in this binder that I've got here at my makeshift desk in the living room, right? And I started putting it all together, and I put it chronologically. I wanted to see. So far, I've got one thing that I wrote in 2010, and then it jumps to 2014, all the way up to 24. And wow. So when you do that, you start seeing the growth, you start seeing the changes, you start seeing the mindset, right? You start seeing an overview. So one writing is just that moment. All of the writings compiled together are orchestrating a whole picture, right? Like of who the person is, of what they went through. Okay. So then God tells me to remind you all to share it if it's never been on you. We need to be writing things down. There were things that I read yesterday that I had completely forgotten about. There were moments, and all of it isn't important. Here's the thing. For me personally, I'm going to be able to take what I wrote and, how do I say it, Lord? And have an idea of what went on that is valid. But with my new mindset, my new growth, the place that I'm at now here in life, my new understanding, right? Because now I have more wisdom, because now I've experienced more. I'm going to be able to take that, all of the stuff from the past, and write it in a new way a more valid way, because I have more understanding. So like for me, what I noticed is a lot of my writing was very controlled, especially what I wrote on Facebook, because I had to not hurt my spouse's feelings. Because if I hurt his feelings, I was going to be in danger, right? Because if you've never heard me before, it was very violent, right? So I see where this young girl was trying to survive and still trying to be real, right? I didn't understand that I was writing it with that slant at the time. I thought I was being as real as I possibly could. Well, and I was. That's as real as I could be, right? And I see where I was fed up, and I said more than, and I remember getting in trouble. Like, there's different. It's important to write it down. God, like, just boom, laid it inside me, right? That it is so important to write it down, because time slips by and we don't always remember. And whether you're a writer or not, keeping some sort of a journal that on this date, at this time, at this place, this is what God did. If that's all, it's important. I'm about to start my 33rd journal for this time period after God took me into the wilderness. Yes, it's important that I see my growth, but here's the thing. I went over these 3 years. Oh my gosh. Whew, I just realized something so profound. Oh my gosh, I even felt it in my spirit. God has woken me up at 3:33 in the morning for years. This is my 3rd year, and I'm starting my 33rd journal. And he says he's taking me out. He's taking me out of the desert. He's taking me out of the wilderness. That it's coming suddenly and it's coming fast. Oh, that's amazing. I don't know. You guys can't feel what I'm feeling, but he's just beautiful. And he's consistent. And that's what I was about to say when that realization came into me. In looking through those journals, in seeing this journey, I get to see who God is. I get to actually understand his love. 33 journals in 3 years. Because I'm not quite at the 3-year mark. I mean, it's been 3 years. What is the date today? I mean, almost, like, shy of a day or two. It's been 3 years since my spouse died. But I ran from God when that happened, and I didn't start Bible journaling for a few months. So it's been almost 3 years. I bet by the time I finish the 33rd journal, it will be exactly 3 years. Because I journal almost every single day, unless I just get swamped with work. But nah, he's telling you, write it down. Write it down, whether you're a writer or not. Because in looking back, which is what I was doing all day yesterday, I see the growth in me, but I also see this relationship with my God, my Creator. And the empowerment and strength that gives me is amazing. So just a gift to share with you all, that if you write it down, it'll mean something later. If you look back at it, you'll see his love. He loves you, really.